Hey Owen, let's get hyped.
Woo!
That was awkward. Welcome to the Tech Show, everybody. We've got some banging things coming up this week, including new wheels from Oquo.
Ooh, a new premium multi-sport GPS smartwatch from Garmin.
Wowzers. New Trek Procalibre.
Nice.
I like it.
A wild bike called the Moonlander.
Please tell me it's got rockets, has it?
Possibly.
Single speed stuff.
And much
Much
more. We had the penultimate round of the downhill, and we had the final round of the EDR and
So
EDRE.
good.
Yeah, it was.
It
Stunning.
was such good.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Only got bits and bobs because I was actually busy, and I was doing pedalling as well this weekend. But
Oh, nice.
I think why it flagged to me is that sometimes the harsher conditions can bring out their best performance from some riders.
The mud is the great equaliser, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
The mud levels the playing field and you get some sort of surprise results going on and, well, some less surprising results, actually.
Yeah, I think for me, little shout out to Reece Wilson, who
Yes.
I've known him for a while because I used to fix his pedals when I worked for a brand that fixed pedals. Just amazing comeback, really. And if you don't know about Reece in terms of the highest highs that he's had of being world champ and then the kind of lower lows that he's had as well in terms of concussions, breaking stuff that you don't want to break, for him to come back on the podium, stonking stuff.
And somewhat of a mud specialist being Scottish, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
And where, Owen, if our lovely viewers wanted to watch World Cup racing, could they watch
You
said
can watch
comeback?
all racing on Discovery Plus and Max.
Yes.
Yeah, it's very good.
That's
you
why
can
I
get
watched
loads.
it.
Oh, nice.
It was bloomin' good. Bloomin' good racing. So anyway, onwards and upwards.
Yeah.
Should we all start setting our bikes then up like the pros?
I think it's a really, really valid question because I think lots of people think, let's do that. But
No.
I think,
No, you shouldn't.
there we go. That's a very short episode. No, I think we should clarify and we should frame the question a little bit more because when I'm thinking it, I'm not necessarily thinking about a cross-country race.
Okay.
Because I'm not a whippet. I'm not that fast. So I think even if I had a really extreme, really low bar position, really high stamina, it's not going to help me, and it's going to be where I struggle.
Horrendously uncomfortable.
Well, yeah, and I'll struggle even more on the tech stuff where I struggle, as you know.
No comment.
Yes. So looking at pro DH racers and pro enduroists, should I just mimic all their positions?
Heck, no, you should not. I think we'll start off with suspension.
Okay, great one.
Because you got to remember, so pro riders, enduro and downhill, male and female, are hitting stuff with much more force and at much higher speeds than the majority of riders out there are. And because of this, they're running suspension a lot firmer.
Interesting, because I listened to a great quote from Valley Hull. She said she'd set up her bike and it was really fun. She really enjoyed it. And then her words, she got smoked in qualies. I think she was still second, like she would have smoked. Yeah, exactly. But she then went to RockShox. They reset up her bike. This is sort of between qualies and worlds. Well, I guess it's not qualies, it's seeding run at World Champs. But and she said, they changed the bike hugely. It wasn't fun anymore, but it was just fast. So is that what she's talking about?
Yeah,
she's
sort of.
Building up compression.
So that slightly softer setup that she probably had to begin with, it's really comfy, it's poppy, it plays around, it's, lovely jubbly in practice when she's just cruising down. But actually then add 10, 15% more pace, if you like, or more... I was going to say effort maybe not the right word, but you know what I mean? You start hitting things at much quicker speeds and more forces. Suddenly you're blowing through the travel, or you can't hit stuff fast enough because you're wallowing in. Exactly. Bottom bracket's lower. So you stiffen all that up, make the bike a lot tighter. It can take that punishment a little bit more.
And I guess, even endurists who are out all day, they're only on the stage for a relatively short time.
Sort of,
so they can compromise, whereas, as you've seen me, I get tired quite quickly. I'm tired to a point of lack of control. Whereas for Valley, for you, for other racers, there's that, I've been down the gym and I'm like built for this. Whereas I need the comfort. I need the bike to work for me. Okay, we're going to scratch out suspension. What other stuff can I steal from pros?
Can you steal from them, or what not to steal from them?
I mean, it's both, isn't it?
So, let's talk sort of cockpit sort of kind of setup. Positions, things like that. We could be talking bar width. are we going to specifically stay on downhill and sort of gravity focus?
I think so, because that's where I need the help.
Okay, higher rise bars.
Right. Okay, yep.
I mean, we'll go to one extreme end of the scale here with Dakota Norton.
Yes.
That's an extreme end of the scale, right?
Yeah,
because we're talking
75mm bars.
I've forgotten what they were, but they were huge.
They're 75s.
They look mental.
Because I remember, I worked on a team where Sam Hill was. I didn't work for Sam, but I was in the same pits as him. And at the time, he was running quite a high bar setup. Like he'd got a couple of spaces underneath the top stem, and he was running a 38 bar, which everyone else was running really
at the time,
we're talking
20s, 25s.
Yeah, exactly. So it was a big bar.
Yeah.
Bryson was on a big bar as well, and then Dakota's now just almost doubled it.
Big bar, hold my beer.
Yeah.
But there is a difference as well, actually, and you'll be able to dive in a little bit more on this. So there's a difference between jacking the front end up with space and things like that, and then actually having a high-rise bar, right?
In terms of where your hands are.
Precisely,
okay,
yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm possibly not the one to sort of go into much detail on setup, but that's another talking point. You are right though, sort of, these high-rise bars. And the reason behind that is he says he's got little arms. Essentially.
Right, okay, fair enough.
It's, but again, remember, these pros, they are diving into monumental depths for the most marginal of gains. And all these little marginal gains for them add up. Yeah. When races are won and lost by hundredths of a second now. Yeah,
which actually I think leads on to the next thing. You might have seen, we definitely saw them at Worlds and at the last round, of these sort of bolt-on thingies is the best description.
Are we talking about on the Mondraker team especially here?
What, Mondraker, Cube, I mean, there's a load of extra bolt-on parts that lots of people are running. And I guess, steering dampers, which is a whole topic in itself. So we've seen a couple of those.
Yeah, steering dampers.
We've seen sort of brake isolation brake arms. Danny Hart ran one for a long time. I'm pretty sure that
Kona did them back in 1999, I believe.
Cubes have got them now. I think even one of the Common Sals was running.
They did, actually, on Miriam Nicole's winning bike.
There we go.
Had one on, And they're experimenting with steel chainstays as well.
Wow.
Completely different different material. I mean, these are all things that we just, as common consumers, if you like, or your average consumer, we generally can't really do. There are more and more bikes which have incredible adjustability, but getting back to should we adjust it, like then we a lot of us just wouldn't notice the difference on things like this.
And I think there's that massive factor, and then I think it's really easy with a bike that's got a lot of adjustment. It's a bit like when you've got a lot of suspension adjustment. I think it's quite easy to skip forward and start playing with other stuff, and it does make a difference. So I think some of the other stuff we saw, apart from the brake adapter, which can change what's kind of called anti-rise, so that's the effect of the rear brake on the rear suspension.
Is that also called brake jack?
Yeah.
I always knew it was brake jack sort of thing.
It's like kind of pedal kickback is also anti-squat.
It's kind of all the same.
Yeah, but a different word. Yeah, it's great. But we've also seen these inertia dampers, which is another thing.
Yeah, this one's over my head. But these were never around in my time racing. These are like, you're on your own here.
No, but it's great. And I think potentially, let us know in the comments below, of course, if there's more information that people want about tune mass dampers and inertia dampers. I'm mega nerdy. I really want to know more about it.
I'll be dropping a comment because I want to know more.
Boom. Right, there we go. There's one. That's enough. I think what's interesting is that, as you've said, it's so much adjustment, and you could get really carried away of like, I think I need to do this.
Yeah.
When actually, it was a bit like when we chatted to Jake about suspension bottoming out a couple of weeks ago. He was like, set your bike up properly. Which sounds really simple, but I think for me, that's one of the take-homes of all the pro races is that, yes, you could set your bike up like Dakota Norton or like Valley Hall, but actually you've got to set it up for you and where you're riding.
Yeah.
And some of these things are free, like taking the time to set your bike up, going out with a shock pump and maybe some zip ties and setting up your bike and setting up your tyre pressure is pretty easy to do.
If only there was a YouTube channel which was tech-based with a lot of in-depth, very useful information videos about how to set up bikes and suspension.
That'd be great, wouldn't it?
That would be great.
I think that'd be great.
Stay tuned to GMBN Tech. But I think, sort of the takeaway is that should we tune our bikes like pros? Most of us want our bikes to be comfortable and fun. They want theirs to be flat out.
Yeah.
That's the end. Theirs is a race tool. Ours is a fun tool.
Yeah, we can learn from those to make our bikes more fun. But yeah, you're right.
Owen, did you know the Basque brand Oquo have a new set of wheels out?
Ooh, I did not.
Well, they do. Yeah.
Very good.
Mountain control and mountain performance. The mountain controls being sort of the trail and enduro ones.
Yeah.
Mountain performance, XC.
Because you're performing.
And XC kind of trail, sort of that sort of lighter end of the scale, if you like.
So are these the wheels that Flo Espargera and Martin Mays have already used to win races on?
You took the words right out of my mouth there.
Boom. Right,
unbelievable. Okay. Yeah, they are. Basically, they've been showing up on the EDR and EDRE scene already. They have taken home podiums, overalls.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I'd like to know if Martin was using them to his top 20 at the World Cup Downhill as well.
I would imagine he was.
He would be on Oquos. I don't know which ones though. I might have to ask him.
Yeah.
But yeah, really good. 3 pillars of design, sort of. That's their kind of mantra. Grip, strength, and reliability. They're all 3 things that I could do within my wheels. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah,
having been in your workshop, I can agree with that one completely. So they've got their front and rear specific. That's pretty cool.
Yes.
They're asymmetric as well, so to help balance the spoke tension. Alloy and carbon versions. Carbon have got some sort of like strengthening sections around the rim and by the spokes. Also, the alloy has got a really interesting profile. It's kind of look like it's got sort of like 2B profiles. So it makes the external kind of edge of the rim a bit wider to reduce pinch flats.
For those of you who might be keen, prices start from £699. Other currencies are on screen right now.
Good, that's nice. Let us know what you think. I think they look awesome, to be fair.
Hey, Owen, what time is it?
Time we got on with the news.
Hey, Owen, what time is it?
Time to get on with more hot new tech news.
Yes, and new hot tech news tech. Hot is the new Garmin FÉNIX 8.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, this is interesting. I feel like, reading the spec, this is pitched as the ultimate GPS smartwatch.
Claim.
Bold claims.
Hell of a claim.
I mean,
bold claim.
I've got the 7, and I've got to say it is pretty amazing because of all the stuff that you can record on it. You can get, I've done trail running, XC, mountain biking, just general.
Yeah.
Hiking, gravel rides.
Golf, you can do on it.
What? Okay, there's loads. I mean, there's also preloaded profiles on this new 8 as well as preset.
Okay.
It's also got navigation on it, turn-by-turn stuff.
I like it.
All of the health stuff which if you're in the Garmin Connect world already, you'll know about. So it's got all of those in terms of tracking your heart rate, hydration, sleep quality, or lack of sleep quality. You can connect with Garmin Pay. It's got smart notifications. You can also do music. Do you know that?
Do you know what? I actually did, because I read the script.
Boom.
There we go. Do you know, so sort of a couple of bike-specific things, and I'm not going to say brand new to the FÉNIX 8, but they are very good, and obviously on the FÉNIX 8 that they carry over, is that you obviously can connect it to external sensors. So obviously a heart rate strap. A lot of it has built-in heart rate, obviously, but you can connect it to an external heart rate strap. I connect it to the power meter on my bike.
Okay, wow.
You can connect it to your e-bike as well. E-bike depending, or motor system depending. So sort of there's an incredible list of features, but some bike-specific ones, they're always really good.
So with the 8, it's got up to 29 days of battery life.
There's a rich ride for 29 days kind of video incoming, isn't it? Thanks, Garmin.
Sorry about that, This is cool. Speaker and microphone for voice messaging.
I actually do like that. That is a new one.
Yeah, I can leave voice notes. It's got a built-in LED flashlight in the front section, so you can actually illuminate where you go. Strength workout. I'm not sure this one, the 7, has that. So you could lift weights. And it's it's very clever. And it's got a Garmin Coach, which I think Blake has used in the past.
He has used the previous version.
Definitely need to use in the future.
Yeah. If this does tickle your taste buds, prices start from $999.99. There's a whole range of sizes with different straps available. Head on over to the Garmin website to check it out. Right, up next, Owen, the brand new Trek Procalibre. This is their XC racing hardtail.
Hardish tail, yeah.
Well, was a hardish tail, now is a hardtail, I would say.
Well, Treks say different.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Go on. Elaborate for us.
I guess this was we had soft tails back in the day where people had flexy bits and sort of squidgy bits. And Trek went, actually, lots of cross-country racers at World Cup level really like hardtails. But it's nice just to take the edge out and climb. So they developed really fancy special pivot-y thingy, which is sort of developed from their road bikes, especially one of their kind of like Roubaix cobble spring classic bikes, that effectively connected the seat post and the top tube and the seat tubes, but with a pivot.
Wow, there was a bit of rubber, wasn't it?
Yeah, but there were actual bearings and stuff.
Was there?
Yeah, no, I know.
I thought it was just a bit of rubber back there.
No, there was pivots, yeah.
Mind blown.
But, mind blown now, that ISO speed as it was, it is gone.
And
ISO,
it is now?
boom. It's back. It's clever. Basically, they're taking this seat stays and they come all the way up and join the top tube, and they just sort of kiss the seat tube, and it allows that to just pivot and flex and provide lots more comfort and compliance in the saddle.
Interestingly, me and cameraman Matthew back there saw this at a World Cup earlier on in the year, but with like a shroud covering it, and there was a lot of speculation: is it a new hardtail or is it an evolution of their Super Calibre?
Oh, the actual suspension
which is their full
one.
sus one.
Yeah.
No one really knew. Now we know. But this is what 120 mil, kind of a slightly more aggressive hardtail, I would say.
Agreed. Yeah, 120 mil fork.
Yeah, a bit Lariat.
Yeah, for a cross-country bike, I think it's really interesting that we're now 120 mil bike.
Yeah.
Used to be a sort of hardcore hardtail. It's now literally a cross-country bike.
Yeah, carbon models and aluminium models becoming available.
Yeah, aluminium one doesn't have any kind of. It's just a normal super light alloy frame. It doesn't have any kind of
same geometry though,
properties.
as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, exactly
so that's
the same,
kind
which is
of cool.
interesting. Yeah,
that could be a good like trail bike in that sense.
It could be. Yeah.
I like it. Sizes small all the way through to extra large. Geometry then. Head angle of 67, seat angle of 74.3, reach 40.5 through to 50 centimetres. So
yeah, which is pretty good range.
A 50 on an XL? Yeah, I'd say for a cross-country bike, that's not too bad. Prices, frame only, alloy from £750. Complete alloy bikes from £1,200. Carbon frame, £1,400, and complete carbon bikes from £1,950.
Oh, there you go. Interesting.
Not too shabby at all. What does Surly and Buzz Aldrin have in common?
Don't know.
Snappy. The moon landing, of course.
Ah, of course, because Surly have created a new fat bike, and it is absolutely bonkers. They were one of the first to make fat bikes mainstream. And nearly every brand had to have a fat bike in their range. It was a thing. Those have melted away, but Surly have stayed true. They're still doing bonkers things on fat bikes. So the headline is that there's a new tyre standard, which everyone might scratch their heads, but I think for the fat bikers out there, they won't mind. 24 by 6.25 inches.
Oh, get on.
That's like almost 160 mil width of tyre.
Quick maths.
Amazing.
I like it.
No, I had to do the maths on that. It wasn't that quick. But what's cool about it is because the axle standard that it's got, which is 12 by 197, which is sort of a standard for fat bikes, you can also run 26 by 5 inch, 27 by just a bit smaller than 5 inch, or 29 by 3. So you've got loads of options. Also interesting is that the front wheel is actually a rear wheel. So both the front and the back are 197 spacing. So it means you're taking a spare wheel with you, which is kind of clever.
If you want to ride a unicycle at the end?
No, it's if you're free. It's if you're free up brakes. There's logic too. If you're out in the boonies, and with this bike you can go far. Other big news on this bike is it's got a gearbox.
That's quite cool. I feel there should be more gearboxes.
There's loads of cool stuff about the geometry where they're trying to plant the rider in the middle. It looks absolutely mind-bending. Let us know in the comments what you think.
Fresh threads from the Canyon Collective.
Oh, yes. This is their streetwear. They brought it out earlier in the year. This is more of the same cool stuff that is street cool. I'm not street cool, obviously. I couldn't necessarily wear it. But it's also rideable as well. So it's not just like generic stuff that looks cool. You can ride in it too.
Yeah.
So they've got a puffer, they've got T-shirts, 5-panel hat, dad hat, fleeces, prices starting from about 40 quid. So yeah, it's interesting stuff. I like it.
Yeah.
Designed to be equally at home on the forest trail and the city streets.
Tidy. Check it out. Talking about fresh threads, UK-based brand Oquo have got their new ARC collection out, standing for adaptable, reliable, and capable. Ooh.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It sounds vaguely gravelly, and I'm not trying to convert everyone to gravel, honest, but what there is a lot of is loads of merino wool.
Oh,
stuff.
It's got gravel all over then.
I think it's really interesting. It was an all-female design team as well, so it's a really different fit and feel. For me, as we're heading into autumn, I'm not going to say the W word here in the Northern Hemisphere just yet, but the merino wool stuff is always really good to wear because it's kind of warm when wet, keeps you warm.
Yeah, it is actually, to be fair.
Annoyingly,
it's a great material.
it is great.
It is a great material.
Also, interestingly, the COL stuff is all manufactured in Italy. They kind of own the factory. It's near Mondraker. Merino Tech T-shirts starting from 70 quid.
Nice. Right, at the beginning of the show, we did mention about single-speed stuff.
We did.
Yeah. Wheels Manufacturing have got a new solo spline kit, converting your either microspline or XD driver bodies into, well, single speeds.
Yeah, and you can kind of align the rear cog as well, so it gives you chainline adaptation, which is really important on single speed. The 100%. Other thing that's important, if you're running full suspension, is to have chain retention. You can mod a rear mech, but what you could do is get one of these jazzy reverse collab expert chain tensioners.
Yes.
It's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, Reverse have kind of been making sort of chain tensioners for a little while now, actually.
Yeah,
but this is a new one from them. It does exactly as it says on the tin, right?
Exactly.
Tensions the chain.
It's all of this is off the back of we did a kind of less is more video a couple of weeks ago, and it got people liked it. So let us know if you're going to get single speeding this autumn, or whether it should just be parked to one side, a bit like the fat bikes. Let us know in the comments.
Owen, being incredibly cool people that we are, obviously we remember the days of Brooklyn Machine Works.
We do, yeah.
Straight out of Brooklyn, New York.
Yeah.
Well, they've collabed again with other super cool people, Supreme.
The cult hyper cool brand.
That's
that is me, isn't it? That is me and you. Group us both together.
Yeah. I mean, it's a 24-inch kind of front suspension cruiser.
Yeah, it's still a mountain bike. So
to a degree, yes, I believe so. Disc brakes, single speed, carrying on that kind of theme.
Yeah, exactly.
I struggle to see where you'd use this, but
I'm just excited because it's BMW coming back.
Yeah, that is cool. So, do you know what I see is just all those wheelie boys just going around towns like swerving into cars.
Maybe they're doing
it. Either way, they'll look cool doing it.
They will. Super cool. Yeah. And finally, little shout out to Leila Wilcox, who is nearing the end of her round the world record.
That's insane, right?
Oh, it's bonkers. And she's been doing just humongous mileage, which she has been doing on a road bike. I know we're off-road, but Lael started doing her long rides on mountain bikes. So I feel like she's a mountain biker, sort of originally, and that's where we should be proud of her.
She's lost her way maybe into the road world.
Well, I was trying to be positive, but, you know.
Well, we'll bring her back.
Yeah. Okay.
Once she's finished this, come on back over.
Yeah, indeed. Let's do something. That'd be lovely. See you in a bit, Lael. Bye.
Hell of an achievement, though. Okay, it's quiz time. Now, last week, we asked you, why do we call a 27.5 wheel a 650B wheel?
Yeah, it's a good question.
What's the answer, Owen?
The answer is it's the same size. That's the short answer. We could end there. Effectively, it's a little bit more. It was a standard for French tyres.
Oui.
Yeah, exactement. And it was quite clever because you had 650B, you had 650C. The outside dimension of a 650B and a 650C was the same. It was about 650 millimetres. But your B meant it was a chubby tyre and the C meant it was a little tyre. There was logic to it. It was really good. Now we haven't got that, and it's just another name for something that we had before. There you go.
Yes, but anyway.
Only a handful of winners, though, because it was a really tough question.
Yeah, you lost me.
I'll explain again after.
No, please don't. Yeah. It's fine. But look, congratulations if you did get it right.
Up on
winners.
Screen.
Oh, yeah, they're on screen.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay, so we've got, I think, a good toughie question again. What was the name of the iconic full suspension bike from Brooklyn Machine Works?
Yeah, answers on a postcard or in the comments down below. Okay, it's comments time, Owen. Now, I believe Anna last week was checking out World's bikes. You were at Paulie?
Yeah, I was. Paulie. Not here, sorry.
World's always throws up some incredible bikes.
Yeah, it does. Agreed.
So first at one of the comments, David Tomasetti put Jess blew it! Exclamation mark.
It was a stunning bike. Loved it.
Cube Rider, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they put some fancy
awesome paint jobs.
Yeah, oh, snap.
Yeah, very good. Jeff, MTB in VA. Hello, Jeff. He said, I love Amory Perrion's Commensal, or Comenkiel, as I feel like sometimes they're called. Beautiful bike. They are stunning. There are lots of interesting things. That steel chainstay.
Yes.
Oh, lots of interesting stuff.
The floating brake arm thing as well on
Miriam's, yeah.
Yes.
And on the weekend, they won first category in juniors, men and women, and overall elite men and women's. Stonking.
Nice. A good day at the office. Max is like that. Lovely. Mr. Destiny W. Will 750D gravel end up 31.5 MTB? Could be interesting. Mullets and large size bikes. I don't even know what he means.
I agree. He's talking about a new size that WTB came out with, and there's a couple of bikes.
New size of wheel, that? Yeah. Oh, get on.
750D.
Really?
Yeah, it's even bigger. It's taller again. I think it could be really interesting.
Oh, God.
Right. Cheer you up. What else have we got coming up this week?
Oh, wow. This does cheer me up. A Calvin special on Saturday. We got to love Calvin from Part Tools there, so I'm looking forward to that. On Sunday we've got
Swatch 9. Wow. The coolest free ride fest.
Yes.
We've got all the tech coming from there, so I'm really looking forward to that. It'll be good.
That's going to be a lot of single speed stuff, so...
There you go. Look out.
Hold on to your hats,
Even
people.
More.
Yeah, look, it's been an absolute pleasure, but from me and you, we'll see you later.
Thank you. Bye.